Welcome to Shock 'em Dead Podcast, Episode X. Today we're going to be talking about C.H.U.D, the cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Or what was it? Hazardous underground something boring. It was the actual thing that was going on.
The urban...
Whatever. There's two. There's two of them.
Chemical hazard urban disposal.
Yeah, it's like something you could barely see on one of the the contaminated barrels underground, and then they mention it once, even though in the previews they're like cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. Wouldn't you think it would be the other way around? Like, oh, it's just waste. We can get into it. Never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, what have we been up to?
I wrote. Everybody could probably hear me itch my belly. I wrote a list because I forget everything. Because I have the memory of a squirrel.
You have the memory of a squirrel. We were going to do a whole other podcast, but I couldn't remember the movie.
Yeah, well, I have a good memory when it comes to shows and movies, but like if somebody says something to me, I'm like, I don't remember you. I've never seen you in my life. And you're like, you have seen that person every day. I'm like, no, I haven't.
And I'm the opposite. I can't remember movies, but I can remember people.
People aren't important. I'm joking. Kind of. Anyway, let's see. Wow, scribbles. That's how I write. This is my problem. It's like I have all these thoughts and I just write them down randomly, and I just think that I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I know what I was talking about.
Well, at least it's not like hieroglyphics.
Might as well be.
Or Charlie
language. Got a bird
language.
up here and a, huh?
Or Charlie language. It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
Me do good? Or whatever it said. Let's see. I don't know. Been boring stuff. Just what I've been listening to. Orchid. Acid King. Okay. That's what I was going to say. I listened to that unanimated album that was after Ancient God of Evil. What was it? This is a fucking mouthful. In the Forest of the Dreaming Dead. And I was underwhelmed because I liked Ancient God of Evil so much because my friend Lauren showed me that album and I was like, damn. And somebody commented on the video and they were like, this came out 5 months, or how many months? However many months before the Somberlane. And they were like, this is way better. I was like, are you fucking deaf? You have got to be kidding me. And they were like, there's always that person in the comments. It's like, I always like this more than the big band that's big for a reason, even though Dissection isn't big in the grand scheme of things. But like, they were talking about how Unanimated was the greatest. There's always all these stupid subgenres, blackened, melodic, death, black metal. I don't fucking know. It's good. I listen to it. And they're like, they're better than Dissection. They deserve more attention. It's like,
but Dissection's amazing.
why would you just have to be that person, don't you? In the comments, this is so underrated. I don't see why the Beatles are bigger than this. Wow, that's funny that we were watching the Always Sunny podcast, and what's his name? Glenn Howerton, right?
Yeah.
He was just saying everything I was thinking about the Beatles, and how I'm so tired of hearing about the Beatles my whole life. The Beatles. I never even heard that. I was talking to you about this like 2 weeks ago probably, how you never even heard about Led Zeppelin more than the Beatles, or equally as much as the Beatles, because I feel like the Beatles are just like G.
And you never heard of any of the German pop bands that the Beatles ripped off.
Yeah. But I don't know why that was...
Here comes the sun.
I hate that song. Okay, so that's what I thought of that Unanimated album. I was just, the whole time, they had like weird gang vocals and stuff. I was like, somebody's trying to experiment, or there was a lineup change. I didn't look into it, but if that's better than Dissection, just get a lobotomy. I mean, unless you just want to be that person that's like, I prefer this because I'm more underground. It's like, I don't give a shit. You're deaf.
But Dissection has that one song where he does that really high-pitched scream in the middle of it for no reason. I can't
That's
remember.
on Storm in the Light Spain, isn't it?
No, it's on Somber Lane.
Where he's like,
It's on the Somber Lane because I just listened to it.
yeah. I know. That's what happens all the time. I can remember the entire song, all the lyrics except the title.
Mm-hmm.
But been listening to Fear, Benediction. Every time I listen to Fear, I think of Mike May. Hey, you guys hear this song in the mic? And he put his phone up to the mic. Our friend, he had an ad on his YouTube. He's like, "This is an ad. It's not the song." What the hell does that say?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I wrote Ice Storm, Pizza Hut spicy pizza. Yeah, great topic ideas.
Well, yeah, we're about to get an ice storm in the next few hours.
Yeah, but we're hoping to beat it to Pizza Hut because we really want that spicy cup pepperoni, double pepperoni, stuffed crust, big boy pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like I eat like I'm 5 on the 2 days off, and I watch what I eat the rest of the time. So I want some goddamn pizza.
We gotta have some warm food while we can before the power goes out.
I thought you said worm food.
Worm food.
What is worm food? What do worms eat? Dirt?
Corpses.
We do live across from a graveyard, so we're in luck.
Yeah.
We just might get arrested, though. And
We'll have to move underground and be dwellers.
You know the lady that lives across from the graveyard?
Mm-hmm.
We took pictures, surprise, for band pictures in the graveyard. I wonder if she was like, "Oh, they're back again," because she saw me at the post office one time, and she was like, "Hey, I know you guys live across from me." I was like, "You probably think we're fucking weirdos."
I see the guy that lives there all the time at the post office.
Oh, she was nice. That's like the lady cashier I talk to all the time.
Yeah.
At work, and then I got beer yesterday, and she was like, "Oh," I was like, "You don't like me anymore, do you?"
We've gotten beer a whole bunch of times.
Oh.
With her.
See, I can't remember that
She
shit.
doesn't
I can't
care.
remember. No, well, I didn't think she was like. I was like,
and she didn't make a noise like that. She was just like, "Oh, let me get that for you."
oh, I thought she was like, so it's y'all's weekend, huh? I was like,
No.
she thinks we're just gonna drink this whole thing, even though I kind of want to, but anyhow, we do watch Zombie 2 and 3.
Yeah.
They were movies, and the second one was terrible, and the first one was fine. Wasn't my favorite Fulci movie.
We were going to talk about them, but I can't. I remember the first one. I've seen them multiple times, but I can't remember Zombie 3. I just remember it was bad. So
It was terrible.
we'll rewatch them some other time and do that later on.
We gotta rewatch.
Zombie 3.
Do you know in Dark Place when they joke around, and you know the temp in Dark Place? If you've seen that show,
Garth
where the
Marenghi's
shot,
Dark Place.
yeah, where the shot is the dude's. It starts at the dude's head, and there's like 10 feet of space. That's that movie for real. And the acting in Dark Place, that is intentionally bad, was better than Zombie 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a better plot. I don't even remember what happened in Zombie 3. It was like there was a pregnant Filipino woman, and then there was like a hand that came out of her.
The skull in the freezer.
Didn't you say it was Lucio Fulci's
favorite
thing
he's ever done? That's what he said.
was this on his dying bed he said this?
I don't know.
Was he delusional? Deathbed, dying bed?
Dying bed?
Dying bed sounds like a shitty screamo band or something.
We're dying bed from Cleveland, Georgia.
Is there?
I don't know. If you're from Georgia, is there a Cleveland, Georgia?
Every time you say that, I go to say, press 3. It's always 3. I don't know why. It's a sign.
Press 1 if you have diabetes. Press 2 if your hemorrhoids smell like Cheerios.
How would you know that? Why would they smell like that? What goes on your butt? You keeping your Cheerios in your pants?
Yeah. Press 3 if your Cheerio butt hemorrhoids
No, don't. No buttons.
ooze milk.
I was gonna say onto kind of a somber note, Johnny Z passed away.
He was, what?
He helped so many,
Well, I had Kill 'Em All next to me, but I guess I put it away.
You go ahead.
He was the owner, or him and his wife, Marcia, they own Megaforce Records, which is the record label that got Metallica where they are today.
And Anthrax.
And Anthrax, Overkill, and like a ton,
I'm sorry.
a ton of other bands.
I'm sorry, I keep going to cut you off.
That's what you do.
You start and I'll interrupt. Nobody knows what I'm talking about when I say that. It's that Tim and Eric thing where they go on the talk show with themselves as women, as stunt doubles.
Yeah.
You start, I'll interrupt.
Last January, I think it's January 13th or something like that, his wife, Marcia, passed away. And he passed away a little over a year later.
That's sad when that happens with, I mean, he wasn't old, but like older couples where the one passes away and then the other one passes away shortly after. It's like they lose the will to live, and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But he did a lot of stuff, and he seemed like a great guy. Did he have anything to do with Rock and Roll Heaven?
That was his record store.
Okay, that's what I thought. And did he have anything to do with Exodus?
No, they were on Combat.
Well, so would... Oh, yeah, duh. Okay.
Apparently he was a good dad and good grandpa.
Just a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
But...
And he liked to party back in the day.
I mean, that's an actual... we weren't even thought of. That's an actual party. That's not a stupid little kid party now. If you went into a house and there was like Metallica and Overkill, I guess. I don't know. Never been the biggest Overkill fan.
And Venom, because remember he brought Venom over here.
They
for the
seemed
first
like assholes. I don't know. Like the interviews, and mainly Kronos.
Well, Abaddon and Demolition Man both liked my post saying...
Abaddon's cool. He's nice. I'm talking about back in the day, because I remember seeing some interview where Kronos was just like ripping shit down and just like being obnoxious as possible. If I were that interviewer, I'd be like, fuck you guys. I'm going home. Yeah, sorry. Why the hell would Abaddon be listening to this? But I mean... Mantis is bad. Okay, I'm talking about Kronos, I guess, from that one interview. Didn't Cliff not like him?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he called him Barney or something, his real name.
Yeah, what is it? It's not Barney, is it?
I don't know.
But whatever his real name is.
Yeah, because I remember when I was a teenager, I saw that interview with Cliff talking about how he didn't like Kronos, and I was like, because I loved Venom. Oh, that's why I asked about Exodus, because I was going to segue into 25th anniversary of Fabulous Disaster.
Oh, yeah.
Came out... What the hell does that say? Oh, my God.
February 1st or 2nd?
Yes. No, January 30th, 1989.
Oh.
Yeah. I can't read my own handwriting. But yeah, it's...
Wait, 1989?
Yeah.
And you said it was 25th?
35th.
35th?
It should have been 30. That's what should have came out of my mouth.
But that's... If it came out in 89, that's not the 35th. It's 20...
This is why I don't try and do math.
It's 2020.
You know what? It came out on that day in 1989. All you smart people do the math.
Because I'll be 30 this year. 89's not 5 years before.
Well, it was an anniversary that has came and went.
If it was at 87, like our boy Scott, he'll be 35 this year.
Our boy. He's my boy. Yep, but that was the third studio album from Exodus, the first one being with Paul Bailoff, who just, the anniversary of his death
was yesterday.
Yes, Super 7 came out with an action figure of Paul Bailoff, and it comes with like a same people who did that.
Yeah, one of these.
I definitely plan on getting that, where we both do.
We're gonna get 4 of them, so we can play with Star Wars figures with Paul Bailoff.
Just smashes him with a bat. Anybody that hasn't seen that Paul Bailoff workout, it's really good for your respiratory system. Like it strengthens your immune health. Might make your significant other or parents angry, but give it a try. And the last thing on my list, everyone is probably aware that Chris Barnes declared that he is the best death metal singer.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to agree.
Thoughts?
No, I don't agree. No,
That's why I said thoughts. I know you don't agree.
Especially now, he's awful.
Hey, man, the picture of him looked like he just rolled out of a fucking dumpster. It was like...
He just barks now, doesn't he? It's like
I don't
dog
know.
sounds.
Isn't he in 6 Feet Under? Is that his band now, 6 Feet Under?
Mm.
I like the first 6 Feet Under album, but that's because it sounds like Obituary and old Cannibal Corpse. Because that's basically what it was, because... Excuse me, members of Obituary... What I just said.
So, you have a top 10 better death metal vocalists than Christopher Barnes?
I do. And I also brought my drum pad in here just so I could do a drum roll. With my new sticks that looks like somebody threw them against the wall before I got them. All right. My arms are all weird because it's right on my lap. That's not where you're supposed to have it. Okay. That was a shitty drum roll. Nobody's getting hanged, though, so I don't have to do it for like 5 minutes. Wait, how did that kid feel that had to play a drum roll? I sure just asked you to do it. Okay. Okay. So we got the list upside down. Great job. In no particular order, Brett Hoffman of Malevolent Creation, which was the first one I thought. Joel Green of Armored Angel. That is not what I brought that in here for. You could do that later.
I was going to do it between each one.
Wait, what were you doing at traditional grip? Did you? That's like you hit
What?
the bird hands. Are you done?
No.
Joel Green of Armored Angel. Chuck Schuldiner. Do I have to tell you what band that is? If I do, leave.
Schuldiner.
Schuldiner. Schuldiner. For Shantae.
Pretty sure his dad said Schuldiner in one video.
Oh, shit.
Like from back when his dad was still alive.
Yeah, but Frusciante. His last name is Frusciante. John Frusciante.
He's a death metal singer?
No. Unless you count that solo album he did where he was crazy. And he just screamed. Carl Willits, Bolt Thrower, Glenn Benton. If I have to tell you who Glenn Benton is, leave. Not really. I guess just look up who Glenn Benton is and then listen to Deicide. If you haven't, and you're listening to this, I mean, come on. Dave Ingram, Benediction, who actually filled in for Bolt Thrower at a festival because Carl just didn't feel like showing up. He was like, I hate festivals. At the last second, the rest of the members were like, we are here. And Dave from Benediction was like, I'll sing. He knew all the words. That's pretty badass. But, okay, so, Harold...
Ramis.
I always have... Harold Ramis. That guy's crazy. Oh, wait, Harold Ramis. I'm thinking of Dan Aykroyd. Two totally different people.
Yeah.
Harold Ramis is awesome. I'm sorry, buddy.
He was awesome. He's dead.
Wait, why did I write Harold? Wasn't it John?
I don't
No, Disastrous Murmur. Okay, dude from Disastrous Murmur. I can't say his last name.
What in the hell's Disastrous Murmur?
It's a death metal band.
Never heard of him.
Okay. John, the dude from Dissection.
No.
Nodvict. You'd think I'd know it. And David Vincent if I have to tell you who that is. I don't know. Honorable mentions. Oh, no, wait. This is the 10th one. Broken Garbage Disposal, and the honorable mention is Angry Squirrel. Thoughts? Comments? Concerns?
Trey as a goth. Why do people say as a goth?
Really? People do?
You remember Hellcast? They kept saying as a goth?
What? Those guys?
As a goth.
Oh, come on. J-Dog said that?
Yeah. Come on.
Azagthoth. Trey Azagthoth.
Come on, iDog.
He's probably like, who gives a fuck? I really like J-Dog. I agree. It's like...
another anniversary was our namesake, the movie Shock 'em Dead, turned 31 a couple days ago.
We already did a podcast on that. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's pretty funny.
Or listen to it.
Yeah. I actually... Like, I feel like we did a good job. Because there were a few movies that I feel like we didn't have that much to say. Mm-hmm. But before we get into the meat...
And the taters. And we got taters down our arms. And goose under our bed.
I was gonna mention this.
Yeah.
Would you like to?
Well, I like...
Buddy, Artie, who does Mondo Sleazo fanzine and this fanzine, I met him through when I did Thrash Dance, because I did some zine trading, which was really cool, because there was another magazine called Slash Dance, and they did something similar. It was like music and movies, but he has a separate one for music and one for movies. This is his 10th issue.
If you can't read that, it's his Night of the Bloody Tapes.
Yeah. But he's done that. That's his 10th issue, I believe.
And,
but he sent it to us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Artie. And like some of these movies I haven't seen before, and some of them like we have. And I've been, like, I haven't watched Fright Night 2 because I was always afraid it would suck compared to the first one.
There's another example, though, at least for me. Fright Night, the cover is way more badass than the movie. I mean, the movie's good, but he does like the old style fanzine. It's not like, fancy layouts. I like how it's straightforward, and it just gets right to the point. There's no frills or anything like that. Check his zine out. He does good reviews. Very forthright, straightforward, to the point. Definitely showcases his thoughts and gives you a brief synopsis on the movie, enough to where you would want to check it out if you dug what you read. If you want to send us anything... I'm not talking about albums. We don't review albums. But if you want to send us anything related to the topics that we talk about, or if you want to send Aaron some candy, P.O. Box 402, Caneyville, Kentucky, 42721, care of
Aaron Franks.
Yeah.
And if you want to send an album, it better be vinyl, and I'm not talking about it. I'm kidding.
I'm not. I agree.
Yes. We don't do album reviews unless it's something that we feel like reviewing.
Yeah.
We don't do things that we feel like doing sometimes.
We do what we want.
Like your mom. Your mom does what she wants. We don't do your mom.
Let's steer this back on the road of, sanity.
Shocking them dead.
Wow, In Search of Sanity's right here. Bang, bang. That's the first time I heard Confused.
Well, it's not on there. There's a bonus track for the CD.
That's the first time I heard Confused. I mean, I didn't have that.
By Angel
record.
Witch.
Yes. Because I remember I heard the Angel Witch version. I was like, wow, this is cool. I was like, oh, they did it first. Because it was like right when I first got into metal. I didn't know that Angel Witch was before Onslaught. Onslaught, not Onslaught. In 1984.
Ba-da-da-da. On to the main topic.
Yep. Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Or chemical hazard urban disposal or whatever.
In my mind, this is in the same universe as Home Alone. And the reason Marv wants to rob...
The McAllisters.
Or Harry wants to Marv the... Harry wants to Marv.
What?
I gotta go take a Marv. The reason Harry wants to rob John Hurd, is that his name?
What?
John Hurd? The dude in that?
Oh,
the
yeah,
dad?
yeah, the dad, yeah.
The dude who plays Cooper? Is because he ruined his life in the sewer. And he had to become an undergrounder. Because he was like a hobo dude who worked in a soup kitchen, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't have money. And that guy ended up... Yeah, because he's like a photographer. But he got with a different woman who's Kevin's mom, right?
Or Kevin's mom got plastic surgery and changed her entire...
In Mexico.
They just recast her.
They come in one day and recast me. It's like this big burly guy. Hey, welcome to Shock 'em Dead podcast episode.
Hey, welcome to the Shock 'em Dead podcast.
Would that just be you trying to one-up him?
Yeah. I'm the one that says welcome to Shock 'em Dead podcast around here.
Recast. Get a new wife in here. Get out of here.
But you were saying about Home Alone, you cut yourself
No, that was
off?
it. That was it. I feel like
Well, Daniel Stern, the guy that plays Marv,
Harry.
I thought,
Marv? Yeah, Marv.
yeah, Joe Pesci's
Yeah, because
Harry.
when he gets hit with the brick, he goes, Harry. Yeah.
And then John Hurd is Kevin's dad. And John Candy is the Chet. No, he's not.
John Goodman, that was one of the first movies he appeared in as Diner Cop.
Diner Cop.
He had, that scene, you know what? Aside from that scene, it was pretty good acting all around. Like, they did a good job, except for the dude on the phone who was like, uh-huh, yes. I was like, who stares at one spot when they're on the phone? It's like, I understand if you're, kind of looking around or something, but nobody's just like...
Well, and that guy was cockeyed. So, like, one eye was looking, like, this way, and the other one was, like, looking over there.
But, what was I saying about the acting?
It's good all around except for the guy on the phone.
Oh, no, I was talking about the part in the diner that was just awkward, where the guy was like, I see some buns I'd fancy or some shit. That's from Dark Place. But the lady turned around, she was like, I heard that.
I actually work at this diner. I'm not an actress.
So please don't harass me. You know that... I'm not getting into all that, but that always pisses me off in movies where it's like, oh, you boys, I'd kick their asses. But she turned around and was like, I heard you.
You're going to be on Roseanne.
You keep cutting me off.
I'm pulling on you.
Silence for this part, and then you can interrupt me all you want. I was going to say, I heard you guys. Like, she held her hand up and was just pointing, and they were just like... Did you fart, or was that you?
I was holding my breath.
Getting rid of some trapped air?
No.
But yeah, I didn't know what I was expecting with this movie, because I know a lot of people like it. Dudes in Cauldron like it. At least I know Jason and Ian do.
They had a beer called C.H.U.D Ale.
I think that's an insult that people use, too.
What, chud?
You chud?
Yeah.
Hey?
You getting chuffed?
Canadian listeners, Phil, do you say chud?
Brian.
Hey. Brian. Yes. Brian likes chud.
I keep meaning to bring some of his stickers that we have in here to put in the background, but I keep forgetting them.
Yeah,
in
check
there.
out Hour of Witching. He does awesome stickers that he draws himself.
Mm-hmm.
Go buy them. They're cheap and they're very good.
And they're from Canada.
Yeah, and they're vinyl, so they're very nice. Very well done.
You put them on your car, on your skateboard, on your bike, anything you like.
On your kid, stick it on their back. Haha, good joke. And it looks cool. Might get some friends. But no chuds. The plot is pretty good and straightforward. I like that it didn't swerve or divert or try and make some other weird subplot that you're just like, why? Zombie 3.
Yeah.
You know, the police chief's wife goes missing, walking their dog, which you could see in the beginning scene where she just sewers like.
What, did you suck something up? Yeah, right there.
Sorry about that. Police chief's wife goes missing, and then he goes around looking for clues because there's other missing persons, and they're like, so what? It's a bunch of homeless people. And then,
And none of them were Dale Bozio. Missing persons?
oh. See the math problems appear in front of my face. It's like, what? Yes, all right, but then the police chief goes to Jay the Reverend, who is Marv, who is Daniel Stern. He's Marv. I just kept calling him Marv. And he was... Oh, no, the John Hurd was also in Big, and every time I see him, I think it just, let's put some seaweed on him, call him Seaweed Man, when he was making fun of,
The toy.
yeah. But he goes to him and asks about the missing persons reports that he's filed, and the guy's like, I thought it was kind of odd at that part where Daniel Stern's character was like, what's wrong? Is the president down there? Is somebody that matters down there? Is your mom down there? And then he's like, no, my wife. It's like, so the line's not drawn at your mom?
Well, he was just saying that, like, just naming off, like, people he didn't think anyone important was actually down there. And then he's like, my wife. And he's like, oh. So he's like, oh, someone actually is down there.
Okay, fair enough.
John Hurd was also in Cat People. And Daniel Stern was in Breaking Away and Diner.
Oh, Diner.
Yeah.
Sounds like a banger.
In the dark, putrid labyrinth of tunnels beneath the streets of New York City, a hideous transformation is taking place. An underground ragtag colony of homeless derelicts.
So you're going to say rape. I was like, what? Was this cut out?
No, you messed me up. Derelicts is turning into a voracious tribe of grotesque mutants. They are turning into C.H.U.D, cannibalistic, humanoid underground dwellers who ooze up from their hellish depths after dark for only food that satisfies their hunger: human flesh. John Hurd and Daniel Stern accidentally learn of the government's covert subterranean dumping site and radioactive waste that's mutating the underground vagrants. Together with the Manhattan police captain, they attempt to unravel the government cover-up to stop the carnivorous slaughter. But they haven't got much time. Soon it will be dark on the streets of the city.
Why even watch the movie?
Soon it will be feeding time. Color, 88 minutes. 1984.
I was going to say something, but that went on way longer than I thought it would. Cat people.
Taste like cats, smell like people.
Oh, I was going to say, what was with that scene when the Reverend went down, trying to look for Cooper or whoever he was with? Oh, no, it was the police chief. Yeah, Cooper. And and he was trying to look for him, and then he wandered up on some chuds, but I thought they were worshiping something, but they're just like, yeah, woo,
Well,
we're chuds.
I thought the police chief's name was, like, Cooper was Wasn't Cooper the...
John Hurd.
Yeah,
Right,
he's
yeah.
not the police chief.
Oh, the police chief's got some weird name. I forget. It doesn't say it. It gives you every detail of the movie on there. It doesn't say the dude's name.
They're not staying down there any longer. Not even if you pay them to.
I won.
Ba-da-da-da.
Guess what, everyone?
You won a picture of Flea in his underwear. Well, you did.
There was a cool Red Hot Chili Peppers poster, and I bid on it, and I won, because I was like, who's going to bid on this anyway? And it's cool, but there's a little picture of Flea in his underwear in the top corner, and I was like, maybe I'll just put a sticker on that. I don't even know where I'm going to put it. We don't have room. Everybody's probably like, Red Hot Chili Peppers, ew.
I thought you liked death metal, bro.
For real, though, these people don't like one band that would be, I guess, frowned upon. I don't believe in guilty pleasures. If you like something, just like something. You don't have to explain to anybody why you like it. You don't have to feel ashamed unless it's something fucked up. I think you should like whatever you like.
I like...
Godsmack.
Yeah, I do like Godsmack. What's wrong with Godsmack?
I'm saying most people would be like,
That's not from the 80s.
you're only supposed to like what we like, or else we feel uncomfortable and don't accept you.
That just means she likes what I like.
That could be the thumbnail.
I was listening to Placebo the other day. Most people don't like them. That's a weird pop rock band from like 2002.
I like a lot of weird stuff besides, I guess, I don't think the Red Hot Chili Peppers are weird. I just feel like people be like, yeah, I know who they are. Why? And then I'd be like, I really like them. And they'd be like, why? And I'd be like, go fuck yourself. Getting back to C.H.U.D. But I was saying how I liked that the plot didn't, go 50 different directions. It was straightforward. There were missing persons. They didn't know where they were going. There's this weird stuff going down in the sewer. They realized that all the people, the homeless people that went to the shelter, that the Reverend usually gave soup to, the people who had lived in the sewer underground who were homeless, weren't showing up. And that's who he filed the missing persons report on. And then he was talking to Coop about it. Cooper. Agent Cooper.
Yeah, but Cooper's not the police officer.
Son of a bitch. The police officer.
Just look up what...
That's what I was going to do, and I got distracted. You go ahead and talk about what they did in the sewer and everything.
I can talk about Cheerios flavored hemorrhoids.
This is what happens when I go to look up something for 3 seconds. It's like the cat. I go to look away, and she's like, mess with this? Mess with that? I'm like, no.
C.H.U.D.
I'll be done in a second.
I liked the whole movie. It's a good movie.
Why do we even have this podcast?
So I can talk about stuff.
Oh, like how you like that movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
I like the part...
I know you have stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
What do you think of the effects and everything and the costumes?
They
were originally supposed to look more animal-like.
I was going to look up who did the effects, but I forgot. Yeah, because they kind of looked a little cheesy. And I don't really want to watch C.H.U.D 2, because apparently it's a comedy, and it's like just a crap zombie movie with C.H.U.D 2 slapped on the cover.
Costume design, Jennifer Lacks.
What does she lack?
The ability to make good costumes, I guess.
I mean, they're all right.
I was just ripping. Special effects. Steven Kirchhoff, Matt Vogel.
I'm
getting there. I was looking up the effects. You know what I want to watch? The Stuff.
Yeah.
I was gonna watch that too, and then there was Dead and Buried that I thought looked cool.
If you would like us to watch The Stuff, send us a copy and we'll watch it, because we don't have it.
Captain Bosch. Duh.
Bosch.
He kept
Oh,
saying
yeah,
Bosch over and over and,
And I
over
kept
again.
thinking of my table router. Because it's a Bosch.
It's like big table router. There you are. That's what I was thinking.
Like someone puts their fingers in the router bit.
But okay, so he goes underground with Bosch, and then they realize that there's some weird shit down there that people who were supposed... It was like a routine government thing that went down under the sewer, and it usually went on for a week, but it was going on for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah, like, what do you say, like 4 weeks? Even though it's supposed to be 2 at most.
Which sound... it doesn't... Obviously, the whole C.H.U.D concept doesn't sound believable, but like the concept of the government being like, oh, we'll be done in a little bit, don't look what we're doing over here, that's believable to me, but I'm not getting into all that stuff.
They're putting microchips in my Cheerios.
You and Cheerios today. You want some of them?
No.
Cheerios are terrible. I remember even when I was little, I was like, oh, Cheerios, thanks.
I do want some of my Pokemon cereal, but I forgot to get milk.
And if you forget to get milk when there's about to be one flake of snow shat out of the sky here, everybody's like, oh my God!
I've got to get 4 gallons of milk for 2 days of snow.
What are you doing with all that milk?
I like to take a bath in it.
Are you, like, pouring it out, letting it solidify, and making a fortress for yourself?
Yeah.
Milk sludge fortress.
With bread walls.
I don't understand. What are they doing? I honestly want to know. If I see someone at the place at which we work getting a bunch of milk, I'm really going to be like, I would like to know. What are you going to do with that? I remember one time somebody was like, I freeze these gallons.
Why?
For what? Why?
But you didn't ask that guy we saw getting like 6 the other morning when we left.
I didn't see that, though. I was looking
I pointed at it, and we walked right past the guy. There was nothing in front of us.
See, this is what happens. I remember the whole movie at C.H.U.D, but I don't remember the dude getting 6 gallons of milk. That Aaron was like, look at the man getting 6 gallons of milk. And I was like, eh?
Because remember, I was like loudly saying, like, oh no, it'll be an ice storm. I gotta get 6 gallons of milk.
You probably made 4 other people like, oh yeah, I gotta get it. You know what's always out? Milk, eggs.
Snacky cakes.
I was getting there. I was going to say milk, eggs, bread, snack cakes.
And candy.
This is what y'all live off of?
Yeah.
Snack cakes?
Down here in Kentucky, that's all there is. Backer and snacky cakes.
They should make chewing tobacco snack cakes.
Oh, God.
It's like a blow pop. It's in the middle, so when you're done, your snack cake.
Ugh.
Made myself sick. But wouldn't you want protein?
That's what the backer's for.
There's probably negative protein in that.
It's all the tar.
Man, when I was a cashier and I worked at the cigarette one where you had to, people would ask me, which one you like? I'm like, what makes you think that I would put that shit in my body? Oh, you just kind of look like it. I'm like, what? You what? I look like I chew dip. Excuse me?
Usually women don't do that.
Did I have a banjo with some overalls on that I
Yeah.
forgot about? With dirt on my face and some teeth missing?
Mm-hmm.
I know not everybody that does dip does that, but like...
You should quit.
I quit the dip.
What was that? I put my hand upon your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip.
Mm-mm.
What?
Says what? Why did I just sell something out of nowhere? It's something I gotta dig up.
From beyond the grave.
I think I know where it is, but it might be messed up. Great.
Oh, we sold a cassette. We gotta send that.
You all know what we have to sell, buy, and ship. You're welcome.
Buy a cassette. We have a whole bunch of them. Blood Curse cassette.
We don't have a whole bunch of them. You might want to buy them.
What?
We don't have a whole bunch of them.
I wasn't by them. They're almost gone.
Yeah, our CDs are almost gone too.
Yeah.
We're straying from the fact of the chud. So what did you think of the overall aesthetic of the chud?
Of the chud? Like
yeah.
Because
you go for it went from like people who died to that weird transformation where they had like that pointy piranha mouth with some dirt on their face, and then it was chud.
And they had a weird beak.
Weird big piranha teeth, sleeping on the street.
Yeah, with the
beep beep.
The chud, like it only showed a full body shot like once or twice, didn't it?
It showed all of them. Like I was saying, they were like,
dancing.
"Hey,
Yeah.
oh!" It was the Chud Club. There wasn't that many yet, so they just were working with what they had.
Other than the big goofy eyes, they look cool.
Their headlight eyes,
Yeah,
like the one lady decapitated one, but it was like, and its neck was getting all long, and then she just chopped it in half, and then it bit her ankle. What happened to her? She was at the end hugging Cooper for like 10 minutes, and then the ice cream truck looking truck exploded.
Boom.
Okay, so let me cut this up, push it together, give it to you. So the government was trying to cover it up, and Bosch knew about it, and he called him up, and he was like, "You got to do something about this. We got missing people. My wife's down there. We don't know what's going on. You have to get rid of this." And the guy was like, "It'll go away. Don't worry about it. The government, dude." And he's like, I'm gonna investigate this, and he was like, "Don't you do it." And then he did. And he found all the remains of people that were missing, and if they weren't dead, they were chuds. And so he's like, "I'm going to tell everybody about this if you don't do something, because we have evidence." Because the photographer who ties into this, which I liked, it intertwined very well.
Mm-hmm.
The story was split up into two perspectives, I guess. It was Bosch and the Reverend, and then Cooper and his girlfriend. And Cooper was a photographer, and he also took shots of...
He was doing... like, he quit being a fashion photographer to do a story on the homeless in the sewers. And he had to get pictures of the bag lady.
Who was the reason this all kind of escalated and the police department got involved.
Mm-hmm.
Was because she took a gun. And they were like, "What does a bag lady want a gun for?" And it was for her crazy friend who wanted to shoot the chuds.
It was her brother, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, because he turned into a chud.
Yeah.
So what's the rest period for the chud transformation? Because there were some dead people down there. It looked like they'd been down there for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They just weren't worthy of being a chud, I guess. That's pretty bad.
Or they died before they became a chud. Because he didn't die. Remember, he got bit on the leg, and then he slowly turned into it.
But I think they got some good actors, because John Hurd is very good, and so is Daniel Stern. His reactions were pretty believable, except for when he saw the chuds and he was just like... And then for some reason he started to walk towards them on that ledge and then made some rock sounds, and they were like, "Who the fuck's over there?
Hey!
Off my shed!"
You get down from there. You're up on that ledge. But he couldn't understand because they were speaking Chud.
I was about to make Wookiee noises. Sounds like Chewbacca Tata. Shit! You're grounded. Why? Okay. I'm going to quit saying Tourette's guy stuff. I feel like I have ran through most of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you've said like 3 things. Could you say some more so I don't have to keep talking?
C.H.U.D.
It's like living with a 6-year-old. 200 points to anybody that gets that reference.
I like to take my coloring crayons and color all over the boxes.
Listen, what did you think of the plot?
Oh, it was good.
This is like that kid in an English class where it's like they have these questions and they're like, present it in the form of the question with your answer and a closing statement. And they're like,
it's good.
yeah. It's minus 50 points. See me after class. Sad face.
The plot of C.H.U.D was very C.H.U.D-like.
You know what? It was good. It was good plot, good acting. Yeah, I don't want to watch C.H.U.D 2.
I mean, I probably will just because we got it
The
on.
cover looks cool.
We got it on DVD.
I didn't know we did.
Yeah, it's on one of those multi-pack things. Along with come on, brain. The mall.
Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall.
Oh, that's the other thing on that DVD. I never knew. Oh, I was gonna say, you know, the underground, like the sewers, are a very strange place because who's going down there besides people who absolutely have to and weird kids that are like Ninja Turtles. That's what kids are. I don't know.
TikTok said that the best water to drink is the water deep in the sewer.
They'd probably do that if it was on
TikTok.
But I was gonna say, you know, like the catacombs of France
Oh yeah,
are
that's
just crazy because there was a plague going around, and they were like, "What are we gonna do with all these dead bodies? Let's build the catacombs."
we'll put all their skulls here and all their femurs.
Who thought
over
of
here.
that? I want to go there. Yeah, but it is creepy. Like, who wants to go in Doo Doo Town down there? I'm talking about the sewer, not like a butt.
Oh, I had to go to Doo-Doo Town last week. That's why we didn't record the podcast last week, because our sewer main was backed up. I had to try to clean that out.
That was terrible.
Doo-doo all over me.
Just cut out everything but that, and that could be the podcast.
Just me holding
Doo doo all over me.
That's why I don't want to talk. I've been scarred with doo-doo. This movie brings up bad memories.
That sounds like a later Dark Angel song. Scarred with doo-doo. Those ones that are like, it's like, oh my god, shut up. Does anybody else think that besides Cody? I used to really like Time Does Not Heal, and then I listened to it again. I'm like, oh my god, it's like a novel. Psychosexuality. It's like 10 minutes of Rob Reinhardt, just like.
I thought it was Reinhardt.
No, it's Sean Reinhardt.
Oh yeah,
I got it right for once.
I got it wrong.
Darkness Descends.
Crazy,
Pretty good.
Crazy old Don Doty.
You're gonna have to cut that out.
Why?
You don't have to, but I mean,
Hey, he's crazy. Why would I have to cut that out? He's not listening to this.
what were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about or I was talking about how the underground is weird. Like how the urban legend of there being alligators underground and stuff. Why would that scare you? They're under there. Where are they going to come up every toilet after you take a doo-doo? And they're like, delicious.
I don't understand why this Video Treasures release of C.H.U.D on VHS is like $30-something, but I bought this in a lot for like $12
Because that person isn't a piece of crap.
with other stuff.
You've been finding some good lots.
Yeah. Like I bought all the.
Psycho?
I was trying to think of something funny that we don't actually have. I got all the Buttercream Gang movies.
I knew he was going to say Buttercream Gang. I could see it in his eyes. I saw it go by Buttercream Gang.
All two of them, unless there's more than two.
You
that I
have
don't
two
know about.
copies of one.
I've got 2 copies of both of them.
Why?
Because one of these days I want a mountain of Buttercream Gang tapes so I can make
You want a mountain of buttercream?
a Buttercream mountain and I can make a
gonna go
throne.
bad.
It'll be my Buttercream throne. And then I'll be like,
This is a separate house, right? Because I'm not living where the buttercream mansion is.
be like, she looks
It's gonna
good,
stink in like 2
buttercream.
days. There are gonna be birds everywhere pecking at you. Stop messing with stuff. Come on.
You cut me. I said, she might look good, buttercream gang smells bad.
And that's this week's podcast. No. What?
If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with Cheerio hemorrhoids, please call somebody else, because we don't deal with that. We're all about the mesothelioma.
This is your fault for listening to this. If you're this far in, you must have nothing better to do.
Or you're weird like us.
Yeah,
Okay.
we appreciate you.
All right, my honest thoughts on C.H.U.D. I like the story. I like John Hurd as Coop Dog.
You got to look at the camera at the same time, so good.
I like Daniel Stern.
You don't have to look like you want to murder people.
He was also in City Slickers 1 and 2.
Yeah. And a bunch of other stuff I've never heard of. It's like people's names.
Like Breaking Away and Diner.
There was one that was called like Maggie and then Paul. I was like, are these just people he knows?
Paul Sanderson. I don't know who that is. Paul Sanderson, if you're listening, then. But
What would you give it out of 10?
out of 10, I liked it pretty.
I would watch it again. I definitely would.
7.5 out of 10.
Oh, usually I'm the one that would give it a lower rating. I was going to give it an 8. I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, I thought it was pretty good too, but I mean,
Yeah, well, think about it. I don't know, 7 or an 8.
I mean, it has to be like a masterpiece to be a 10, like Buttercream Gang. I haven't even watched Buttercream Gang.
You could watch it with your Cheerios and your...
Slappy and the Stinkers. That's a 10 out of 10. But like the story's good. That woman, like, that plays Cooper's wife with a different last name. Her hair was really weird.
Yeah. It kind of looks like a
Ramen noodles.
a dude that needs to give up on his hair. Her hairline was like up there. I hope it's still there, lady.
And that little girl, she needed acting lessons.
What little girl?
The little girl at the phone booth whose grandpa got chutted.
Yeah, you know what though? Whenever there's a little kid in a movie for like 5 minutes, they can never act. It's like, what is that over there? It's like, oh, this kid's gonna be gone in like 5
And
seconds.
sometimes that kid grows up to be Drew Barrymore.
That wasn't Drew Barrymore.
What? No, not in this. No, I was talking about in Altered States.
Well, I don't like Drew Barrymore. I like Altered States. Her make something beautiful with her stupid blenders and shit. What the hell's up with that? Seeing her moon face everywhere. I only like her in The Wedding Singer.
And Wayne's World 2.
That part was stupid. She just wanted to be in it. And her accent was bogus.
Björgen or whatever her name
I
was.
find it very attractive that you did something for my home country. I was like, get out of here.
You took a diarrhea dump on a mini tramp.
You took a diarrhea dump on a mini trampoline. Woo-wee.
Uh-huh. And then?
I'm going to go with, you know what, 7. 7 out of 10.
You said
That's a
8.
C. That's a C. I thought about it more. It's a C.
For C.H.U.D.
You gave it like a C+.
Yeah. 75 percentile.
You could put a plus next to the C since you gave it a C+.
What is that noise?
Probably a huge truck.
2 big log trucks coming up the road.
Great. This is why we try and do the podcast earlier in the night, because we work night shift.
It is 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we probably need to wrap this up before like every log truck in the world just gets beamed down and goes by.
And
And then we were dead.
what? They ran through our house?
It got beamed down here.
Oh, it through our roof?
And then we were gone. Okay, we're going into this. I think we need to end it.
Oh, that's not in tune at all. I made this.
It's like when I go on Skype and you're like, okay, look at this. Hey, I made it.
All right. Next week we'll be watching. We'll be talking about the next podcast.
I don't know. It takes us so long to decide on what we're gonna watch because he'll be like, "How about this?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then he's like, "Oh, we can't do that." And I'm like, "What about this?" No. And then I'm like, "You know what? You pick it. I stick it."
Or then I'll say something, and then she'll be like, "I want to read the book."
Yeah, I do that.
And I'm like, "Books are for losers."
And then he throws stuff at my head. He doesn't.
We need new chairs.
I need one more than you. I'm sitting on a damn pillow on a rickety old metal chair. This hurts my butt, and I want to go, and I'm hungry.
All right, let's get out of here.
Thanks for watching.
If you have any suggestions for what we should watch, put them in the comments below or our Instagrams.
Or, any way to get a hold of us. And,
Facebooks.
nothing new, please.
I mean, unless it's really good.
Yeah, but I don't want to watch something that...
Like, the babysitter's nephew's cousin's massacre.
Yeah, no thanks. I've seen that one and it's not that good.
Or the booby police massacre.
The booby police? I see you got booby. Get over here.
You get
Let
those
me see
birds.
'em.
Do you have a license to have all those birds? Boobies. A bird. Yeah.
Gotta get my bird license renewed. You guys want to come with me? I'm going to stop at White Castle on the way back.
All right.
I gotta go.
We're going to go get spicy pizza in like a few hours when Pizza Hut opens.
Yeah, and we'll probably let you know how it is if we don't die trying to get some pizza in an ice storm. I need it.
We wrecked 5 miles ago, but we're walking to Pizza Hut.
All right, I have to go to the bathroom now. So
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks
Thanks.
for listening. This has been Shock of Dead Podcast, Episode X.
10.